guys. I hope you're doing well today. And we'll get on with our literature. I hope you read the story, a short story, the August 2026. What'd you think? Do you like Ray Bradbury and his science fiction and kind of the end of the house there? Smart house, right? It's kind of eerie how close we are to some of those things that he wrote about in that story. But this will take us into our section here, talking about modern drama here with Thornton Wilder. Probably the play that most people are familiar with when they hear his name would be Our Town, which I love. It's such a good play, Our Town. And he did actually win a Pulitzer for that, as you see on your screen there. But he earned degrees from Yale and Princeton. And then he went and studied abroad a little bit, studied in the Orient, studied in Rome. So very well studied author, very well educated. He was an English teacher for a while. He taught high school English first and then some college English as well. So he was an English teacher. He did serve his country in World War I and in World War II. And so a very accomplished man. His first published works were novels, and The Bridge of San Luis Rey, which you see on your screen, he won a Pulitzer Prize for that, and that is a novel the setting is in Peru. And so that was really kind of what made him popular. He won a Pulitzer Prize for that. But his greatest success, even though he was skilled at writing novels, his greatest successes and what he's most remembered for are his plays. As I mentioned, Our Town, he won a Pulitzer for that. If you ever get a chance and you want to watch a play, like Google it and look for it on YouTube. The play that was done, the rendition that was done at the Lincoln Center is probably the best one. It's older. I think it was like in the 80s, but it's really good. So if you ever just want to watch a good play, go ahead and find Our Town and watch that. But you'll see as you watch Our Town, his plays are different and that they call for no curtains. The sets are very, very simple. Very few stage props. There's no attempt to kind of hide or conceal theatrical devices because, as I said, there's no curtain. And in Our Town, the stage manager actually has a role in the play as the narrator. He comes out and talks to the audience and kind of tells the audience, what's going on and what's happening. And then he'll step back or he'll become a character in the play after he narrates to the audience, and he kind of can step into the play and become a character. It's really cool the way they do it. And the set is very simple. It's all just, there are prop pieces, like there's a living room table, or there's like a dining room table and chairs, but a lot of the things that are done are pantomime. So it's just very, very simple. So because of that, the focus then is on the content of the play, more than on like the set and the theatrical things, right? So it's really it's kind of neat. And so basically his plays, Our Town, as well as the one that you're going to read, The Happy Journey to Trenton and Camden, he just likes to focus on characters that are just everyday, living their normal everyday lives, simple manner, very similar to Americans of recent generations. And so that's kind of what you see. Our Town is this story of these two families, and as they grow old and their children grow up, and the daughter of one family and the son of one family, they end up getting married, and it's just your normal everyday family. And this the play that you're going to read, The Happy Journey from Trenton to Camden, is a family just going on a trip to visit the older sister. And so he himself, Thornton Wilder, the play that you're going to read, he called that his favorite. That's the one that he liked the best out of his plays. But you'll see that he deals with the universal conflict of man with sorrow and death, because none of us can escape it. We see that conflict in Our Town. We'll see it here in The Happy Journey, because that's universal. Man versus sorrow. We all have sorrow, and we all face death in one way or another, whether it's the death of a family member or a friend or whatever. So it's that universal conflict. His characters are just ordinary, sympathetic human beings who experience sadness and failure, just like all of us do. So very relatable. You'll notice that the context and just the philosophy of his plays are traditional, not necessarily Christian, but traditional values such as, and you see, such as honesty, love, faith in a providence of God. So we see, although he's dealing with death and sadness in his plays, it's not the pessimistic, hopeless attitude and outlook of that generation. So it's just dealing with it in a very real, very normal sense. So I think that you will enjoy. There is some humor in the play as well, and he likes to include humor in the play. I wish we were together so we could read this play together out loud because that's fun to do it that way. But so read this play, see what you think of it. I hope that you enjoy it. And then next time we'll talk about that and we'll move on to our next author. We're getting closer to the end. Next week, you will have your grammar test on Wednesday. You'll check your exercises, tell me how many you missed, grammar, then take your grammar test on Wednesday. Then we'll have a literature test on Thursday. It will not be an exam covering the whole semester. It will just be a test covering this unit, and I will get a study guide attached to you next week for you to have that and look for answers. So I hope you enjoy reading the play, and I'll talk to you next time.